Maniacs, today we are going to be reacting to the new Superman trailer that dropped out of nowhere. I think a lot of people were kind of surprised that it just popped up. And look, I'm going to go ahead and start this off by saying I'm not the world's biggest DC fan. I'm a bigger fan of the Batman character and the Batman lore than I am Superman. But I will say, when I went to the theaters to watch Man of Steel back in 2013, I think it was 2013, I had a lot of fun. I thought it was a great time, and I really dug what that movie did. Batman v Superman? Not so much. I wasn't a big fan of the Lex Luthor. I wasn't a big fan of the way they just started throwing all these characters into the movie. It felt like they were really trying to copy Marvel at that point instead of focusing on something that they could have made special. They kind of just really wanted to get something done. The franchise, the DC Cinematic Universe, really started to fail. I really can't even tell you I really liked Man of Steel. I had yet seen Wonder Woman. I heard a lot of people loved Wonder Woman. I got to watch that at some point. But now it's like, when I think about the DC Cinematic Universe, it's like, is it even worth it? You know, the franchise, that cinematic universe is not even going to continue anymore. Is it even worth going back and watching the ones I missed now? Which is a shame, because there was a lot of them I was curious about. And maybe someday I will. Having said all that, the new Superman trailer dropped, and this is going to be directed by James Gunn. He did the Guardians of the Galaxy movies. We're going to go ahead and dive into this, so we're not going to waste any more time. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. If you're new around here, get this video over at least 100 likes, and I will continue doing trailer reactions for you guys, giving my thoughts. Regardless if I'm familiar with the property or not, I like giving my thoughts about movies, and I love trailers. So, again, I'll tell you what I think during and after the video. Hope. Well, he got smacked down. Now the question is, are they going to go for a serious tone? He looked like Henry Cavill right there for a second. A serious tone or lighthearted? Oh, wow. The classic Superman theme. Director of the Guardians of the Galaxy trilogy. Oh my god, is that the dog?
Crypto. Home. Take me home.
Oh, slow-mo. Ah, Nick Holt as better than Jesse Eisenberg. Better casting choice.
Superman.
Holy smokes, they're really doing a lot here. Oh, I love that. I love the dog carrying him. That's cool. Okay. All right, all right. July 11th, DC Studios. Only in theaters, filmed for IMAX. Okay. They really got a lot here, right? Was that, like, Hawk Girl right there? Pretty sure that's her name in, like, Justice League. A Green Lantern of some sort? I don't know which Green Lantern that is. I mean, I'm not familiar with the DC comics, so you might be able to tell me who these are, actually. He looks really cool right here. Like, that actually looks not too far off from Henry Cavill. For some reason, it looked a little bit like him. I want to say the dog's name is Crypto. I feel like that's what he's...
Home.
Wait, one second.
Crypto.
Yeah, Crypto.
Home. Take me home.
You have giant monster attacking the city. Slow motion sucks. Nick Holt as Lex Luthor. That's again. I definitely got a little bit more. I was more okay with that. I didn't think Jesse Eisenberg, even as like not the biggest DC fan, I was a typical average DC fan. You know, I watched all the cartoons when I was a kid. Definitely fits the role a little bit more. Jesse Eisenberg was just too... He's too high-pitched, he was too silly, he was too wacky. That's not always his fault. I really feel like Zack Snyder had something to do with his performance too, but in the directing wise category. I was kind of talking about, you know, what the tone was going to be earlier because I really enjoyed Man of Steel. Man of Steel, I was a big surprise. I'm not the world's biggest Superman fan. As a matter of fact, he's not like in my top 5 favorite heroes, and I'm not even that big of a comic book person. But I liked Man of Steel quite a bit. And this is coming from somebody who obviously has not seen the original Superman movies. I tried to do a reaction a while back, but my internet was not agreeing with me, and it didn't work out. So I got like through the first like 5-6 minutes of the movie, and then my computer was messing up. This really reminded me. There was some Man of Steel feels in here, especially with like the slow motion and stuff. And this scene where he's out in the snow felt a little bit like Zack Snyder's Man of Steel. It looks like they're going with a little bit more of a lighthearted tone. Yeah, it's not as dark as Man of Steel felt, not as serious at least, which is not a bad thing. So, I mean, it looks interesting. I'm sure there's a lot of comic book fans out there who could probably tell me more about how they feel. If you're like a giant Superman fan, you know, go to the comments section and let me know what you personally think about this. Like, what bothered you, what didn't bother you, what you loved about it, what you didn't love about it. And the costume, I'm not going to lie to you, it's a little bit more, the look of it's not a bad costume in my opinion. It's not a bad costume. But then again, I'm not like a Superman fanatic. The Man of Steel costume I thought was badass. I thought Man of Steel's costume was very badass. It was a little bit darker than this one, and it felt more I guess out of like otherworldly, you know. And I'm not saying that's what Superman should have. I mean, obviously, if you know, you never know. He could have gotten his costume on Earth. He probably did get his costume on Earth. In the Man of Steel movie, it felt a little bit otherworldly, and I kind of thought that was a little bit neat. It showed that, yeah, he was still a human. Like, he looked like a human. He felt like he was still belonged to the Earth, but he also had that thing going on, you know. But anyways, I mean, this looks pretty, surprisingly a lot more decent than I was expecting, honestly. It does look like they're adding a lot, though, and I'm not sure if that's going to affect the movie. Like, they have this hot girl and Green Lantern character in here. Normally when movies try to add like too much, looks like he's like locking the door to make sure the press doesn't get in while he talks to Kal-El, right? Sometimes when they add too much in some of these movies, it can be a little bit overwhelming, and it can really kind of bring it down a bit because they're like focusing on just adding characters instead of just focusing on the characters that they need to focus on. But, you know, I'm sure they know what they're doing. I'd hope at this rate. I mean, there's been so many flops when they do this. Spider-Man 3, The Amazing Spider-Man 2. I mean, mainly the Spider-Man franchise kind of goes for it a lot. But and also Zack Snyder's DC movies tend to try to throw so many characters in the movie that it's just not necessary. So as not like the biggest comic book fan out there, I can say that the movie trailer itself wasn't all that bad. It's got its moments. It's got some cool action sequences. It's got a very cute scene with the dog, Crypto. And, you know, it could turn out to be a lot of fun for a lot of people. So I'm curious to know what you DC fans think out there. Are you excited about this, or are you not excited about this? Let me know your specific reasons down below in the comments section. Again, hit the like button, get this video over at least 100 likes, and I'll continue to do trailer reactions for you guys and give you guys my personal thoughts, familiar or not familiar, just to give you my thoughts. Anyways, let me know what you think in the comment section, and I'll see you all in the next one. Please do take care.
If you can't stay, can't start to through, you won't be next.